Some of us may not accept this, but many people fall in love with and are attracted to criminals, especially serial killers. Perhaps the wonderful personality with which these criminals appear made them famous and more, as people follow the lives of these killers and their crimes. And not only that, but they wait for the crime to happen so that they rush to read the news about it while they are happy. One of these serial killers who was known for their handsome personality and their many crimes is the famous serial killer Ted Bundy. In the year 1979, many were following the story of the serial killer Ted Bundy during his trial and interrogation period. He committed more than 20 premeditated murders and sexual assaults in all regions of the United States of America, including Washington, Ohio, Colorado, Florida, Oregon, and Utah. Although the serial killer Ted Bundy confessed to killing 36 women, the police confirmed that the number maybe exceeds 100. Let's find out more details about the Ted Bundy case. About serial killer Ted Bundy. Theodore Robert Bundy was born on November 24, 1946 in Burlington, Vermont. Theodore Bundy was born from an unknown father, and fearing shame, his grandparents raised him as their son and told people that Ted Bundy's mother was his sister. Ted Bundy was surprised in 1951 that his big sister is his mother in fact, and that whoever his parents thought were his grandfather and grandmother, and he realized that when his mother told him the truth when she wanted to marry Johnny Bundy, this husband who attributed the name Tudor Bundy to him. Not only was Ted Bundy a beautiful and attractive man, he was also very intelligent, as he studied psychology at the University of Washington and graduated from it in the year 1972 and 1 year later in 1973 before Ted Bundy at the Faculty of Law in Utah, but he did not follow up on the study for unknown reasons. Many wrote about the serial killer Ted Bundy, including his close friend and Rule, the author of the book The Stranger Beside Me, which talks about the real crimes of Ted Bundy. And Rule met serial killer Ted Bundy in 1971 at the University of Washington and worked with him in an emergency center, and their job was to receive phone calls from people facing many problems, some of whom were about to commit suicide. And Rule mentioned that her boyfriend, Ted Bundy, was kind-hearted and sympathetic to her and cared for her a lot, and told her to beware of society. As Theodore Bundy got older and studied psychology, he became a manipulator who could read people's minds and lure and control victims. The first victim of the serial killer Ted Bundy was Mrs. Georgian Hawkins, who kidnapped him near her home in July 1974. And shortly after his first crime, Ted Bundy kidnapped 2 girls in broad daylight and cut their bodies. Follow up on the case of serial killer Ted Bundy. On August 16, 1975, while the serial killer Ted Bundy was going at 3 in the morning in his 1968 Volkswagen Beetle, he ran into a Utah State Police car, and as soon as he saw it, Ted Bundy ran away. But the police officer managed to catch up with the car the killer and catch him. After searching Ted Bundy's car, the police found some suspicious evidence, including handcuffs, a pick used to break snow, a ski mask, a lamp, a long rope, gloves, pantyhose, garbage bags, a torn sheet. At that time, Ted Bundy was arrested, but there was nothing definitive about him, so he was released on the condition that he remain on probation. Fortunately, this was the beginning of the end for Ted Bundy, as the police officer and some informants felt that Theodore Bundy's car was familiar to them. So they contacted the Washington police to find out if he was on the list of suspects in Washington state. And then he was arrested several months after his release, during which he committed other crimes. Conditions did not improve after the arrest, as the serial killer Ted Bundy managed to escape from prison twice, once in 1977 and again in 1978. During his escape, he managed to kill 3 women in less than 2 months, but he was arrested again while driving a stolen car. Ted Bundy hired his own lawyer to defend him in court, and his trial was the first to be broadcast live. The trial lasted from 1980 to 1989, and the trial was prolonged due to the lawyers trying to defend him on the pretext that he was mentally ill, but the doctors confirmed that he was healthy and not he suffers from mental illness, and was executed in the electric chair on January 24, 1989. Ending the life of one of the most dangerous murderers and criminals, the serial killer Ted Bundy.